Hey, welcome back to SlydeBytes. If you're not familiar with the channel, this is a budget guitar and gear review channel, and this is another one of those lovely videos where you don't have to see my ugly mug on the camera. So, welcome. Just so you know, all gear in the channel is my own as of this time. Nothing is being provided to me. Everything you see is my own gear, and again, my honest opinions and all this. Nothing's provided to me unless it's, you know, a gift from family and friends, that sort of thing. So yeah. So as I mentioned, or depending whichever video I drop first, don't know which one. I went on vacation recently, saw a bunch of bands, and I picked up 2 pedals used from a guitar shop very far away from me. Probably about 2 hours away. I hadn't been there in about 10 years, and I managed to find the Azor chorus pedal and this Horseman by NewX for a combined total used of $45. This is usually on its own somewhere between $60 and $70, it seems like, and so that's a pretty good deal. It is a little beat up. I don't know if, probably not the best way to do this, but I will show one here. Someone has tried to modify it to fit a pedal board, and they did some wonky filing or something on there. I don't think that's factory, but I don't know. It kind of looks like to me someone was trying to do some filing on it, but maybe that is factory. I don't know. I bought it used, so they didn't really tell me much about it when I bought it. So, but anyway, the pedal seems to be fully functional, so I'm not too worried about it. It just doesn't look the best. So, but anyway, as far as I can tell, the casing seems to be metal, I think. Seems sturdy, even if it is plastic. It doesn't seem like cheaply made or anything. It seems pretty good. Clicking is nice and positive, and of course you have 3 knobs: a gain knob, a output knob, and a treble knob. So if you're familiar with the NewX Horseman pedal in and of what it is supposed to be an homage to the Klon Centaur. Now, I don't have any hands-on experience with it. I've obviously watched a ton of YouTube videos on it. If you've heard, a lot of famous musicians have used it. If you listen to much music, you probably have heard it at some point. And it has this pedal is pretty cool. So it has like 2 modes on here. So that's like buffer mode, so it eliminates all the sound. LED is on. There's a, let's see how they explain it, because I have the owner's manual pulled up here. That's always handy for me, because I'm not the most technically minded necessarily. Yeah, true bypass or a buffer bypass mode for running the pedal. So basically, if you hold the foot switch and power up the pedal, you can do true bypass, which is the red LED on, or the green LED, which is buffer bypass. So they basically recommend that for running more pedals. But you also have 2 other settings on here where they're pretty cool. So you can set it to, there you go. You can set it to run off of the gold Centaur mode versus the silver Centaur mode. And to me, I feel like the gold Centaur is a little bit hotter, the silver Centaur, which is when the green LED up there is lit, so that would be like this. That to me sounds a little hotter, a little bit more mid-rangey. And the gold Centaur, which is that off, a little bit more classic sounding. And we are, by the way, using a Squier Bullet Stratocaster. Right now, it is an HSS guitar in drop C sharp. We are in the middle pickup, and we have been this whole time. And we are running through the Blackstar HT Club 40 Mark II right through the front of it, and we are on the clean channel second voicing. But honestly, I think this pedal sounds really good. We can turn these knobs a little bit, let you hear it. So you do have a treble knob, which is obviously controlling how much treble you have, your gain, which is obvious. What that's doing, making it more or less crunchy. Turn the treble mode all the way up. And now the cool thing that is very different to me is you can actually change the output level by basically this thing can be either 9 volt or you can push it up to like 18 volt output, which is really different. Not used to seeing that sort of thing on a pedal necessarily, and at least nothing that I've ever really owned. Yeah, so basically they explain that, yeah, you can, it's a transparent overdrive pedal, wattage converter driving 18 volts instead of the, so you get a different response than the 9 volt typical rating on there. So basically, it gets you more harmonics according to them, and it will send, it says a more metallic sound. So let's just go ahead and crank the output. Yeah, just my master volume a little bit here. Most of the time I just kind of keep it, you know, where it's at, about middle in there, and I keep the treble rolled back a little bit and the gain up. Personal preference is for the Silver Centaur mode, but both sound really good. Honestly, I definitely think I prefer the silver, but I think it's also slightly, to me, in my ear, it's almost more modern sounding in its gain structure. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's drop the gain down and, you know, output a little higher, and let's just try to see about using it as a, this is what it sounds like on a clean channel. There's no other effects on, by the way, right now, except for some reverb from the amp. So let's run it into my Ultra Metal and just see what that sounds like. Great pickup, by the way. So when using it through the another gain pedal like the Ultra Metal here, I definitely like the Gold Centaur more because it's just a little bit less gainy and a little bit more. It's very, to me, I think it sounds a little bit yeah, a little less gainy, a little less trebly. So I think that sounds better. But when using it on its own, I prefer the silver side. So let's go ahead and turn that off and just use the amps gain channel and see what that sounds like instead of a pedal. Go ahead and put some master volume here. Shut this off and let you hear what it sounds like without that. For reference, this is what it sounds like when I'm using my Bad Monkey. And again, this is all of that stuff off except for the amps distortion. Which actually I really like that sound. So yeah, as you can tell, it's a very flexible pedal. Let's go ahead and turn on the clean channel. It's a very flexible pedal. Basically, this is what I've been using for a long time as a boost, and the Bad Monkey has been a long... I've been using the Bad Monkey since before school, you know? I've had it for years, literally over a decade with this pedal, and I've always liked it. It's a good pedal. Here, let me just put it back in the middle position here. These are my settings that I've used on a lot of my stuff on this channel that people have observed. So let's go ahead and turn that back on over here real quick, and we'll just kind of do some side-by-side real quick. Turn that output down just a little bit there. And I'm going to give myself some more gain back so it's acting more like my Bad Monkey. So yeah, they sound different, but I'm sure if I sat around here messing with knobs, I can make them sound fairly similar. I would say I don't think this is probably... I've never played a Klon Centaur, so I can't tell you one way or another all the tech specs, how close it is or not, and all the I don't know enough about all the chips and everything to tell you just how important like certain type of diode or chip or anything like that is on there. I'm not that technically minded, but I will say it sounds like from reading the descriptions on here that they've really done their best to make this a very high quality pedal, and I will definitely say it sounds really, really, really good. It's definitely going to have a place. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on this board, which is more my general use board, or if I'm going to make a separate bluesy board for it. It does work well for a high gain boost if you want to do that sort of thing, or if you want to drive it like I've been using it for bluesy stuff, it is also, or rock or classic or anything like that kind of stuff. It's great for that. It sounds great driving a pedal or the front of your amp if you're going for your amp's gain. I think it's a good pedal. I definitely recommend it. Shut that off. I definitely recommend it. I think you're not going to go wrong if you buy it. If you find it used for a good deal, by all means, don't pass it up because it's definitely great. I can't compare it to a real Klon or anything like that. I don't have any experience with it. I'm sure there's probably still some, differences for those who are experienced in such things, but I will say for what it is a different vibe of overdrive. This is kind of more like your traditional tube screamer, and this is, it's based on a Klon Centaur. And I know, people try to say all overdrives sound the same, and you can make them all sound the same. Like I said, if I want to sit here and turn all these knobs, we could probably make them sound similar. I'm not really interested in that. I have 2 different flavors for music that I'm doing with these, and I'm not really trying to say verse, just like the other with the chorus pedals. I'm not trying to compare them necessarily as a verses. I'm just here it's just as a baseline for what I'm using. This is the settings I use all the time in this pedal, even as I've got the gain boosted all the way up, even for running it into a high gain channel, just because for me it works for the tone I'm chasing. But anyway, so yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching SlydeBytes. I do want to say I recommend this pedal if you can get it at a good price. Definitely go for it. But I definitely think if you can find it for used, or find it lower price, do not pass it up because it's a great pedal. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you who keep coming back. If you feel inclined, please like and subscribe. It goes a long way to helping this little channel grow. Also, please check me out on SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on the YouTube community page and all the other things. I'm on pretty much everything except for TikTok, I think. Check me out all over the place. I got original music and different content all over the place, and I like to post fun polls and sneak peeks over in the community page, things like that, and updates on what's going on. So yeah, guys, I appreciate all of you. Always more content in the works. Keep shredding, partners. I will see you soon. More content.